why the Yu-Gi-Oh card game makes me feel overwhelmed? The short answer is partly because of my brain type that is more sensitive to feeling overwhelmed in general. But this specific game, in my experience, I've discovered there are many inconsistent rules. Basic rules for this game can be easily broken, and there are just so many cards and decks and like a like a combinations of cards that I need to familiarize with, which involves so much reading that there is so much text and information is generally all over the place. Like I have to read cards on my opponent's side of the field. I need to read cards on my side of the field, and I have to make often quick decisions about what I want to do with each moment, and and partly because of my executive functioning challenges, that is just way too much like rapidly having my brain jump back and forth with these many pieces of small information, um, and the game itself, I believe over time keeps introducing new rules and new cards and new mechanics, which means if I stop playing this game and I return after a long time, then I am my ability to catch up becomes more difficult, because suddenly I need to familiarize with even more rules, even more things, and just the general design of this game, it gives me an experience where I often feel overwhelmed. And I did try to get into this game, and sometimes I did like the idea of building my own deck of cards and trying to find combinations of cards that might work better in these types of duels. But there is just so much to like to there is so much information to consider, and there is almost like a lack of structure. So like when the game is played, there are some basic rules, like you can only summon one monster each turn, um, and you have a limited amount of space to activate cards, um, and that's the basic game rules. But what this game does is there are cards that can do almost or just about anything. So that there is one card I remember that literally makes you win that duel if you can survive for a specific number of turns, and there are other cards that break those basic rules as well, like you can summon more monsters in one turn, or like you can like counter and deactivate your opponent's card effects. And what makes this game kind of more overwhelming for me as well is that I don't like how even during my turn, my opponents can react and do and perform some kind of significant action that could negatively impact my chances of winning that duel, and that is that is almost a stressful experience, because not only do I have to consider what cards that would be helpful helpful for me to activate on my turn, but also considering what can my opponent activate during my turn to try and disrupt my own strategies or my own play style. And yeah, and often I've discovered I just spend most of my time in this game just reading card text. So I read individual cards in the middle of a duel to try and understand what they do, especially if I've never seen or played duels in a way that gave me a clear understanding of those cards yet. And then if there are multiple of those in a duel, then I have to um, do even more reading. And what this game has also shown me is that this is not just about what each individual card can do, but what very efficient things that you can achieve by combining specific multiple cards together, or even the entire deck. So I have to, so especially when I'm playing in a Yu-Gi-Oh duel, and there are new cards or new decks I've not seen or not understood before, then I'm just doing so much reading. And because the game is also very unpredictable as well, when I draw a new card, I have to read what my card does, and I don't always remember what my cards do. And this also becomes more of a problem if I return to playing this game after taking a break for a long enough time. And when I am building my own deck, that is also tons of reading text, because I need to read through several cards to decide, oh, is this something that I would value in my deck? Then I have to go back to my deck and decide, okay, what size deck do I want? Does this fit this specific play style? So it's like this is almost like a decision paralysis experience, because this game does not seem to give me a break. This is like making rapid decisions combined with rapid reading, and this is all very non-stop. And each duel that I have, even in a single player game against computer opponents, they could have wildly different decks and cards between each duel. So I have to learn so much between each duel. And one constructive criticism or feedback I would offer in that specific context is that maybe between each duel in a single player Yu-Gi-Oh card game against computer opponents, I prefer each duel has like a maximum limit of how many new cards I would encounter compared to the previous duel, because that greatly reduces how much I would need to read and how much information I would need to consider. And I prefer my learning experiences in general, including in my games, to give me a more iterative learning experience, and not just dumping so much text and so much things that I naturally want to learn, because this game is based around winning duels, and to win duels, you naturally need to have a clear enough understanding of what cards you have, what those cards can do, when are they best used, and you also have to have the same kind of information processing with your opponent's cards as well. So if my opponent has a very different deck and very different deck of cards, then I would need, or I would naturally try to understand how their cards work together, and how their cards work individually, and um, and so this is like this game is almost like text reading and text crunching simulator, and and maybe that's partly because the nature of this game can be very complex as well. Like there are so many cards that can do so many things. There are cards that can create more monsters. There are cards that can destroy monsters. That there are cards that can let you draw more cards from your deck. There are cards that let you return cards to your hand, or return cards to your deck, and there are monsters that can have those effects as well. So monsters can help you draw cards, or to discard cards, or to return cards that are removed from play. That also confuses me, because a card that is removed from play, if I were to interpret that literally means that card can never be used again for the rest of that duel. But this Yu-Gi-Oh game even breaks that own rule, and there are specific cards that let you undo that, and take cards that were removed from play, and literally bring them back into play. So this game is like this chaotic, unpredictable mess that often makes me feel overwhelmed. Like I'm just watching monsters die left and right. I'm watching magic and trap cards be activated left and right. There is not much consistency. Things sometimes card effects are big, sometimes they are small. It's very and the pace of this game also moves too fast with that nature as well. And the idea that the opponents can react to my actions during my turn also makes that more overwhelming to process. So I think this does help give me some anecdotal evidence that I have a very specific brain type, because I do feel overwhelmed with like an information overload. But I believe that there are other people out there with very different brain types to my own, who probably really enjoy this kind of Yu-Gi-Oh game, and there is nothing wrong with that. But this does help me more clearly understand that I do have a different brain type to other people, and some other people just like to consume and to stimulate and to feed much more information into their brain at any given time. I don't really have much. I don't really have much capacity to take in too much information at once. Partly because of my executive functioning challenges, which I believe is related to my short term or my working memory. But I don't want to go too off tangents. This is not really a video about like my human psychology. Excuse me. I don't mean for this video to be about my human psychology, although this is vaguely related because of how my brain naturally prefers to process information, and what is more comfortable for it, which is not too much information, and Yu-Gi-Oh just kind of just slams information at me, and requires I make decisions non-stop. And yes, it is true that if I were to kind of discipline myself, I could try to approach this game at a slower pace. But at the same time, I don't really like game experiences where I have to put in this extra effort and extra concentration just to work around the design of a game that was not built to support my own natural way of playing. And I think this is a common human psychology thing, where if people are engaged in play, the natural instinct is to feel more excited. And when people feel excited, you through play, we naturally want to play more and play harder and play faster. And the reason why I bring this up is because while I can sort of engage with my games in a way where I kind of go much slower, it doing so would take away why I enjoy playing that game in the first place. And I prefer that game designers find clever ways to design the user experience in a way that helps to protect players from themselves. So even if people do feel excited and try to push themselves through their games faster, then I prefer that the game to have humane built-in design that gives me regular breaks, and but also somehow designed in a way that doesn't seem like that is taking away enjoyments of the game from me or from other people. And I believe this is one of the challenges of game designers, is that they are often facing these paradoxes where they try to deal with the complexities of a human psychology. So for example, I remember hearing about this game design concept where in general you do want to excite and stimulate your players or your users from a game designer point of view, but there is evidence to show that if you try to stimulate them too much, they become overwhelmed and emotionally exhausted. So that I remember seeing this graph where it's like a curve of a stimulation, and it should rise steadily, then drop a little, but not drop all the way down, that then rise again and reach a new height, but then drop off down again, and then up and down. And I believe that was referenced with Star Wars as well. So that the Star Wars movie tried to pace out the experience by showing the audience like moments of excitement followed by moments of quiet to help the brain slow down and relax. And at the very end, like the ultimate climax, that is where many people get the most excitement from their from their entertainment. Now I suddenly had a thought. I wonder if this is why porn is like so long. Like I wonder if I wonder if porn tried to copy this stimulation curve to try and make that entertainment more enjoyable. Like this is, I'm suddenly I'm detecting a pattern between my knowledge, and I often thought to myself, like, why does porn have to be so long, like 2 or 3 hours, and And I thought I would rarely sit that long to watch something like that, but now that I'm talking about this whole like like Star Wars movies and like this gaming game design concept of like helping your audience to feel like a steadily increasing amounts of excitement, but with breaks in between. Um, yeah, maybe that is why porn is so long, because it's like they try to tell a story in in 2 or 3 hours, and maybe at the beginning that the show starts slow, and then maybe there is something mildly exciting at the beginning, and then it takes a break and goes back to the characters, and then maybe it keeps building up until people really enjoy like the end of these movies. Um, but yes, I could be completely wrong. I just more suddenly, for the first time, may have answered this question in my head for a while. Was that why do porn movies have to be so many hours long? Because that's too way too long for me. Um, but anyway, I want to circle back to this video. So why the Yu-Gi-Oh card game makes me feel overwhelmed. Long story short, I would say because the game presents information, like too much information, and does not give me enough built-in breaks. Regardless of how excited I might be to push myself through the game faster. And the nature of the game's rules in Duels is very inconsistent. Things can happen so quickly and without much warning, and I can't really create and execute on a reliable plans. So this is kind of less of a strategy game, I think, and more of a how can my cards react faster and react in a more powerful way than my opponents, or like having a deck that can like work really well together. Um, but yes, I think long story short, I just don't like how this game is designed, how my typical experience is with this Yu-Gi-Oh card game, and how I often naturally approach this game based on how this game is designed, and there is just so much reading and so much learning, and I think much less of experimenting, like because I think that the core fun for these types of games is to have enough cards and have enough understanding to build my own deck, and try to test that out and see how that works. And as I get more or better cards, or I learn new things, then I can iteratively build better or different kinds of decks. But this Yu-Gi-Oh card game is like a card game on a steroids. It's like many cards, many of its own rules are broken, and I think more evidence to support the idea that this game is not very structured. I vaguely remember hearing or learning somewhere that each year, the game, this game, releases a new ban list. So that is a list of a Yu-Gi-Oh cards that are not allowed to be used in like in like competitive play or like in tournaments because other people have found a way to exploit those cards and achieve very efficient results in duels. So I think this game is probably not so much a game. It's more a it tried to capture that original anime a sort of drama where it's like you know on the surface this looks like a structured turn-based card game, but this is more about like capturing that anime drama of like being able to activate any card in the last minute that could completely turn around the duel in your favor, and then you could turn a losing situation into a winning situation. That was probably what the original that was probably what the original Yu-Gi-Oh card game rules were like, and probably these rules changed as the actual card game was played by a humans, and yeah, that there are just too many cards to like what's the word or phrase, like there's too many cards to like manage or like too many cards to have a very consistent understanding of what is really amazing and what's not. So I think the Yu-Gi-Oh community or the creators, their approach to balancing out these Yu-Gi-Oh cards or Yu-Gi-Oh decks is to just ban the super efficient cards as soon as people exploit them. So I think I'm not sure if I am describing my experience of this game clearly enough, but it's kind of a huge mess of a game, and this game kind of seems fun to play on the surface, but when I dig deeper and try to build decks and play against other cards, the game quickly becomes very overwhelming. So yep. So I have just said no to this game, and I don't like feeling overwhelmed in general, and that includes with games. So I've stopped. I'm deciding to play this Yu-Gi-Oh card game, and this video was to try and explain why that was the case. Thanks for watching.